Is it recording?
Yes.
Okay.
Hi, so I'm going to be telling you some things about the foster care system and adoption. So adoption is a selfless, courageous, and kind act of love. I'm going to be telling you some facts about the foster care system, like I said, and the requirements of adoption and how it will affect the child and parent's life, and hopefully it will make you consider adopting or fostering. Firstly, let's look at some of the facts about foster care, the system, and who can adopt. So according to www.adoptuskids.org, there were over 13,000 kids in the foster care system in Missouri. 1,500 of those children have no identified adoptive parents. And according to the childrenarewaiting.org, there are approximately 143 million kids in the international foster care, which means that they're all around the country in different states. Those are the kids that you see on the commercials or TV that don't have the food that they need, or that they're starving and don't have water. 5.4% of all international foster care children die before they even reach the age of 1. According to ifcsmo.org, the average age of a foster child is 8 years old. Children over the age of 9 are 50% less likely to be adopted than younger children are. And then over 500 kids aged out of the foster care system in Missouri last year without a permanent legal family. More than 7,000 children enter the Missouri foster care system each year. And then according to ScienceDirect.com, foster care predicts higher adult criminality for males first place between the age of 13 and 18. According to AmericanAdoptions.com, you can be gay, straight, lesbian, fertile, infertile, married, straight, and it's not going to affect whether you can adopt a child or not. I think that adoption is great for the same-sex couples or couples that can't have kids, because it brings the couples closer and it makes the families closer and supportive of each other. And then according to the survey that I took in my class, most of the participants out of 5 said that they were all straight. Secondly, let's look at the requirements of adoption. So according to dis.mo.gov, you have to be at least 21 to adopt, and you'll have to complete child abuse/neglect check, and then a criminal record check and a fingerprint scan. And then you'll have to have good mental health and physical health. And then you have to have a stable income, obviously. And you have to be willing to partner with the child's birth family or biological parents. You have to be part of a professional team willing to voice perspectives and concerns. And then adopting a child actually costs little to nothing. So the state pays for the training that you have to go through and the courses that you have to take. And then the part that you really have to pay for is having the child in schooling and college and stuff like that until they're 18 or even longer. And then according to the survey that I took in my class, 5 of the students that answered said that their yearly income was somewhere between $120,000 a year and $150,000. And then lastly, let's look at the effects of adoption and what it can have on the children and the parents. You can save a child's life by adopting them or even becoming a foster parent. You can save a child's life from future drug or alcohol addiction. You can also save a child's life from going to a bad home or getting involved in sex trafficking, which happens a lot, and you wouldn't think it would, but it really does. So according to the FYI.org, the FBI estimated that over 100,000 children are victimized of sex trafficking, and then foster children are particularly vulnerable to falling victims of sex trafficking and other forms of human trafficking. Sometimes it's the children that end up saving you from things. And then, okay, this part is about my parents and like my kind of family. We fostered 4 children, and they're all my cousins. And then we have one adopted, and she's my little sister. So the 4 that are fostered, that are my cousins, we got them about 4 years ago. One is around my age, which is 19, almost 20. And then the other just turned 17. One is 11, and one is around 8. When we got them, they were nowhere near as talkative or outgoing as they are now. It's crazy to see how horrible they had it, and we didn't really even know it until we got them and found out what they were really going through. And this DFS and the state really didn't even know until they did home visits and they found out. So luckily they noticed. And I'll show you some pictures of them. So there's the 4. And then there's Ronnie. She's the 11-year-old. And I think there's the whole family. And then, so we adopted my little sister, Hadley, the day that she was born, actually. And we knew that we were going to adopt her before she was born, like 2 months before she was born. And then we actually found out by going to a church service of one of my dad's friends that was singing that day. And we walked outside and we saw this pregnant lady smoking. And I was kind of like, why is she smoking? She's pregnant. You should not be doing that. But I didn't say anything, and I went and I got in the car and minded my own business and let that happen. But we found out that we were going to adopt her when we got home because she didn't have anyone to adopt her child, and she was pretty scared about having her because she didn't have the money to take care of her and the stuff like that. But we were really scared because we didn't know what kind of drugs her mom had been taking or who the dad was. We still don't know who Hadley's biological dad is. And like just what kind of things her mom had been consuming. So we didn't know if there would be anything wrong with her until she was born. Or we didn't even know what color she'd be. So it was kind of interesting to just like agree on something that we didn't really know anything about, but we did it. And it was probably one of the best decisions that we could have ever made because she's made such a difference in all of our lives. And then I'll show you a picture from when she was born and now. So that's when she was a baby. And that's now. So now that I've told you some facts about the foster care system and who all can adopt, some of the requirements that you have to adopt a child, and how it affects the child and a parent and the parents' lives. These are some reasons that you should consider adoption. So the next time that you think about some ways that you could save the world, maybe you could start with adoption or fostering. Thank you.